So yesterday, like we have seen the three different kinds of, we have started this batch yesterday itself, and we have seen what does it means by a cloud application and how this technology is actually being differed from the other on-premise technologies, and what are the kind of advantages and the benefit what you could get with a cloud-based technology. There also what we have seen, the cloud offers everything on the rental basis. Everything what you get from the cloud, you get it as a service. There are majorly three different kinds of services what a cloud vendor could offer you. These are your software and platform and the infrastructure, and they are merely called as SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. And then during our discussion yesterday, I told you that there are so many different cloud vendors, although, but then none of them actually provide you all three kinds of the cloud services. None of them actually provide you SaaS, PaaS, IaaS altogether, except the Salesforce. Salesforce is actually one of the cloud vendor who could provide you every sort of solution, whatever you require. So if you at all require a software for your business, Salesforce can provide you within the SaaS service. If you wanted to have a development part, then Salesforce provide you the platform, what is required for the development. And if you wanted to have the infrastructure, so Salesforce even provide you that. So Salesforce is merely one of the cloud vendors who can provide you all three different kinds of cloud services. And that is why the reason Salesforce is actually one of the distinguished cloud vendor among all these people, right? Let's now start with this concept, what exactly is meant by the SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, and how Salesforce will provide you all these three kinds of services. See, let me first start with the SaaS. SaaS is a kind of software. So anyone who actually require a software, who require an application for his business. He's having some sort of business, and he wanted to have one of the application which would help this person to run his business. Any of the client, any of the non-technical person, any of the business, if he wants a kind of intelligence to run his business, to take the decisions of his business, and to maintain what the day-to-day activities of his business, to maintain the data, to maintain the deals, to maintain the stock and everything. If a person wanted a kind of software to run his business, to help him out, this kind of services is called as software as a service. So, Salesforce is one of the organization that first of all could provide you a software that you can use to run your business, that you can use to help your business, that you can use to automate the process of your business. So SaaS, first of all, is what SaaS is means. If you offer somebody a software, if you offer someone a software that he can use to run his business, this is something called as software. Offering someone as a software, giving someone a software, an application that he can use. This kind of service, if I give this kind of service to you, you can call me that I'm a SaaS vendor. I'm providing you and I'm developing for you. I'm developing the software and I'm giving it to you. This kind of thing is called as SaaS. So if someone, for our requirement, if it is an IT, if there's an organization, if there's an IT organization, for our requirement, if they develop the software and then they deliver it to us, if consider this to be as a fact that we are the clients, you are the clients. Okay, you're having a business. And then you come to an IT firm and then you tell them, okay, I'm having this kind of business. And for my business, I wanted to have an application so that I could manage my business process. And in return to that, IT give you one of the application so that you can deploy it in your computer and probably you can start using that. So if an IT organization offer you a kind of software that you use for your business, this kind of service is called as software as a service. So giving someone one application is software. Okay, this service is called as software as a service. Now, how does Salesforce provide this? How does Salesforce provide this? First of all, giving someone a software, giving someone an application that he could run and he could use that application to manage his business process is this something called as SaaS. This is something called as SaaS. If I come to your home, you offer me tea, you offer me biscuits, you offer me coffee, you offer me cold drink. So what is the kind of things you are offering me? This is what you are offering me as a service. If you're offering me one of the application, I come to your home, you give me one application. I call this, okay, this person has given me a SaaS kind of service. Okay. So if I give you someone one application that he could use for his business, this kind of service is called as SaaS. Now, how Salesforce offer this? First of all, what is SaaS? This is the SaaS. Okay. Things are clear now about the SaaS. Now let's come to the second point of discussion, how Salesforce actually provide you SaaS. See, Salesforce has the biggest cloud-based CRM facility. There are a few more people who offer the CRM. First of all, what is a CRM? CRM is a full form. CRM means customer relationship management. Actually, it's a terminology. This is just not related to the Salesforce. Probably someone of you, if I don't know, but if someone of you is a management student or probably he has completed MBS or BBA, someone of you has completed this, probably you might have heard about the CRM. Actually, it's a kind of terminologies. It's a business term. CRM is a kind of business term. People from the BBA background, people from the MBA background, they actually know what this terminology actually means. If someone of you even belongs to that, he could probably have heard about this, or rather, you guys are actually listening it for the first time. That is not an issue. I'm just introducing this term as a business term. This is not just restricted to Salesforce. CRM is a terminology. CRM एक business का term है. जो लोग MBA और BBA करते हैं ना, these people have actually learned this. तो जानते हैं CRM क्या है? CRM का मतलब होता है customer relationship management. And I have something on my PPT. Let me show you that. ये जो PPT मैं use करता हूँ, I use this PPT for giving the webinars. So I have one slide for that. Let me try to show you. वहाँ से ज़्यादा अच्छे समझा पाऊँ. See, what actually the CRM means. CRM पूरा एक cycle होता है first of all. ठीक है? CRM is a kind of business process cycle. Okay, what are the different activities that are being carried out inside one of the business? That things are clubbed. That all activities are clubbed inside one of the head, and that head name is CRM. So CRM क्या है? First of all, एक terminology है. CRM is a kind of business process. CRM ऐसा कुछ नहीं है जो कि सिर्फ Salesforce offer करता है. No, CRM is something that is offering by so many people. So actually, it's a term. ठीक है, ये एक term है. Now see, every business, every business or every cycle of a business starts with the campaigning. I mean, it starts with the marketing. Marketing is very essential for every business. If you have a product, if you are a manufacturer and if you launch a product, you manufacture a product, you build up a product, how can you get the customers for that product? How the customer will know that you have developed something, you're having this product? So, this is the phase. This is the phase of marketing, which actually tell, somebody have this product of your use. I have this product. I recently come up with this new product, probably a new laptop. Let's assume that, we have this a Dell company, Dell Incorporation. Let's understand this. Let's take this as an example. There's a company called as Dell Incorporation. Dell is what? Dell is a kind of organization, a company, one of the company that actually used to develop laptops, okay, which is used to manufacture the laptops, and they come up with a recent laptop. Now, how people like us is going to know that Dell is recently have recently launched a new laptop. So the people from the Dell company, they will contact somebody to do this. Either this thing is outsourced or the people have, they'll have their own, they'll have their own branch to perform the marketing. Usually this is not the thing, this marketing has been outsourced everywhere because it's a specialized kind of thing and the people are very, very, the people are very prompt in this. There's a separate group who perform the marketing. But anyways, they are marketing for Dell. So I could say that, the business starts with the marketing. Marketing can be done, there are so many channels from which the marketing can be done. Marketing can be done with the campaigns, like, physical campaigns are there, or logical campaigns. Logical in the sense, marketing could be done with this, probably with the radio advertisements, with the TV advertisements, and then, print media, like the newspaper advertisements are also there then. And there are so many different channels, there are so many different channels. Trade shows होते हैं. अभी दुबई में बहुत बड़ा trade show चल रहा है. And the people across the world they are visiting it. It's the biggest, one of the biggest. पहले China में होता था. Now Dubai has take over this, and आज दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा ट्रेड शो जो होता है वो it is there in the Dubai and it's going on right now. So trade show is one of the way where actually, the company across the company, they come up with their product and they used to market it. So there are so many different channels, people used to have the marketing. Now see, what is the outcome of marketing? This is the very first phase of CRM. CRM process का सबसे पहला phase अगर कोई है, so that is the marketing. So what is the outcome of the marketing? Something called as lead. What is the outcome of marketing? Something called as lead. Now, what exactly is the lead? Lead is someone who showed interest on your product. We cannot assume that lead is a client, lead is a customer. हाँ, अगर हम उसको ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते तो एटलीस्ट एक टर्म तो हम बोल सकते हैं, because lead is someone who probably showed the interest on our product. So lead is although not a customer, but he's someone, I could say that it's a potential customer. If the people from my sales team, now this lead actually has been submitted to the sales team, the outcomes of the marketing, they are being submitted. The outcome of marketing is lead, and this lead is actually being submitted to the sales team. Now if the sales team are so prompt, if the sales team are highly trained, and these guys are highly efficient, so now they can convert this lead into the customer. To lead is what? Lead is someone who showed interest in our product, and he could probably buy it, or he just he just pass on, he don't buy it. So lead could be a potential customer, but unless and until he buys something, we cannot call that he's a customer. After he purchased our product, now he becomes a customer. Now he's no more a lead, he becomes a customer. Okay. So lead is actually, who is responsible to convert the lead. It is the second thing. The second phase of the CRM is sales. Now these are the people who identify the quality lead, and they will try to convert lead into the customers, into the clients, into the customers. They will try to convert this lead into the customers, and they will track the opportunity, how much opportunity could we get with this. So these are the people, those who try to get all this. Now once the customer has been agreed to buy your product, he places something that we call this to be the order. Now if the order is generated, so many things are generated, invoices are generated, and then there's a team, probably if he wanted to ship the product, so there's a concept of logistic also. So this is probably the third step of CRM. ये मैंने बहुत छोटा बताया आपको. Actually CRM का diagram अगर आप Google करोगे ना, it could have so many different steps. It could have so many different steps. मैंने बहुत छोटी सी चीज बताई है आप. CRM is a process जिसमें बहुत सारी terminologies आ सकती हैं. CRM could be as simple as like this. CRM could be a very complicated thing also. Okay. Here I'm just introducing you one of the simplest diagram with only few stages of a business. A light-weighted CRM, what is, I could tell you, this I'm explaining you just a light-weighted CRM that which consists of 2 to 3 phases. Otherwise, actual CRM process बहुत बड़ी हो सकती है. ठीक है. Now just to make you understand what this CRM actually means, वो उसके लिए हम काम कर रहे हैं. So third phase could be like, once the customer, when the lead is converted, customer is generated. So he places the order. So this team actually maintain all these things, how to deliver the product, including the logistic team and all that, and how to pack the product, probably how to generate the invoices, how to handle the payments and all that. These teams are responsible to perform everything. Now, once the order has been delivered to the client, see, one essential fact of every business is to give the support. This is something which retains our customer with us, because if you don't provide them a proper support, it is highly chances that we are going to lose the customer. Support is something that is essential to retain the customer with that business. Because आपको जैसे अभी एक नॉर्मल सा मैं एग्जांपल लेता हूँ. इफ यू गो विद द मारुति की कार अगर आपने लिया है ना, तो एक फायदा क्या होता है पता है कि आप अक्रॉस इंडिया कहीं भी चले जाओ, एंड इफ यू हैव दिस ब्रेकडाउन किसी वजह से, सो मारुति सर्विस सेंटर आज ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग. एंड मैं खुद एक्सपीरियंस कर चुका हूँ. आई वाज ऑन द वे, मैं मतलब आई वाज कमिंग बैक फ्रॉम गोवा विद माय फैमिली, और प्रोबेबली समवेयर कोल्हापुर या नांदेड़ के बीच में किसी वजह से ना मेरा गाड़ी ब्रेकडाउन. सो मुझे याद आया कि हाँ, अपने पास में वो कुक रहते हैं ना, जो ये लोग सप्लाई करते हैं, तो there was a number. Then I find out a number. आसपास का एक number देखा मैंने. First of all, I toll free number शायद डायल किया मैं. And within 2-3 hours, they provide us. तो उन्होंने फिर हमको सबसे पहले तो एक टोइंग वेन लाया, उसके अलावा एक और कार भेजा उन्होंने. And मैंने फोन पे कांटेक्ट किया तो आई टेल देम कि आई एम विद माय फैमिली, आई एम हैविंग विद माय वाइफ एंड माय किड्स आर विद मी. सो उन्होंने फिर उस तरह से अरेंजमेंट करके भेजा. उन्होंने एक टोइंग व्हीकल भेजा प्लस एक अलग से कार भेजा. एंड देन वी मैंने पूछा कि आप कहाँ जाओगे. मैंने फिर बोला कि ठीक है, जो भी नियर बाय होटल होगा वहाँ चेक इन कर लेंगे. सो फिर हमने होटल पे चेक इन कर लिया. एंड देन शाम तक उन्होंने उसको क्लियर कर दिया. फिर मैं बोला होटल है तो रात में रुक जाते हैं, वाई टू ट्रेवल इन द नाइट. So अगले दिन सुबह. So this is what this is the kind of support people used to provide. तो अब इससे फायदा क्या होता है. देखो, आपको एक दिमाग में आपके एक इंप्रेशन बना हुआ है कि इफ आई परचेज दिस व्हीकल ना. अभी इसका ये बात मैंने जहां जहां बताई होगी, जैसे आज मैंने आपको ये बात बताई, आई शेयर दिस विद एवरीवन. तो दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ माउथ पब्लिसिटी आल्सो. कि यार देखो, मारुति के साथ में एक अच्छी चीज ये है, अगर आप कार लेने का सोच रहे हो, देयर आर सो मेनी ब्रांड्स ऑफ कोर्स, बट आई फाउंड दिस कि मारुति एटलीस्ट अपना होम इंडियन ब्रांड है. एंड एटलीस्ट इन इंडिया वेर एवर यू गो, इफ यू फाउंड सम डिफिकल्टीज विथ योर व्हीकल, the support, the kind of support these people provide, I don't think nobody else can provide this kind of support. तो ये क्या है, this is one of the mouth publicity. और ये ज्यादा इफेक्टिव है. आप हजारों लाखों रुपए का मार्केटिंग करो विद समवन ऑफ द एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर. मैं अपने फ्रेंड्स को बताऊं, मैं अपने लोगों को बताऊं, नजदीक वालों को बताऊं. दिस गोइंग टू हेल्प. दिस इज गोइंग टू राइट काइंड ऑफ पब्लिसिटी. तो अगर आप सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करोगे ना, तो यू विल रिटेन योर कस्टमर्स. बट इफ यू डोंट प्रोवाइड दिस, यू आर एक एंड से जहां आप कस्टमर को इन कर रहे हो मार्केटिंग से, दूसरे एंड से बिकॉज यू डोंट हैव अ प्रॉपर सपोर्ट चैनल, यू आर लूजिंग द कस्टमर. ठीक है. तो एक एंड से अगर आप कस्टमर को इन कर रहे हो, दूसरे दूसरे दरवाजे से कस्टमर बाहर चले जा रहा है. तो दैट इज वाई टू रिटेन द कस्टमर्स विथ यू, आपके साथ बने रहना चाहिए. उसके लिए गिविंग द सपोर्ट इज ऑल्सो वेरी एसेंशियल. तो जितना ज्यादा मार्केटिंग पे आप खर्च करते हो, उससे कहीं ज्यादा आपको सपोर्ट पे खर्च करना चाहिए. And this all we have learned during the MBAs. When I was doing it long back, when I was done this MBA, तब ये सब चीजें हमने पढ़ा. तो this is a cycle of CRM. So this is just an introduction of CRM. So Salesforce, even offer you CRM based product. Salesforce have its own cloud based CRM. There are a few more people who are offering you CRM. Let me tell you, there is a company called as PeopleSoft CRM is there. Sugar CRM is there, and the biggest SAP is also. SAP is from last 20 to 25 years. SAP is there in the IT. SAP was the giant. There was a time when SAP CRM was one of the giant. But what was the difficulty with these guys? If I talk about the SAP, if I talk about this Sugar CRM, if I talk about this PeopleSoft CRM, actually, these CRM, post this. Yeah. So actually, these were on-premise product. SAP is also on-premise. Your Sugar CRM is also on-premise, and the PeopleSoft CRM is also on-premise. And moreover, it not covers every aspect of your business. It was not flexible enough to cover everything of your business. That is one of the reason why actually people migrated to Salesforce CRM. The first thing is what? First thing, Salesforce CRM is the biggest CRM. It almost cover every aspect of your business. Let me show you that. If I talk about how many different terminologies, how many different terms of a business that Salesforce will cover. So let's go with this fact. I'll show you some of the objects of the Salesforce so that you can relate. See, business maintains the accounts. Account is one of the entity of Salesforce CRM. Business do have analytics, reportings. For every business, reporting is very essential. At the end of day, in the middle of week, at the end of week, by 10 days, by 15 days, by the month end, by year ending, people used to have, management used to ask for the feedback. Management used to ask for the report. So reporting is for every business, this. If you a little bit understand about the business strategy, you probably know that analytics is very essential to get the live status of your business, where my business is going on. What is the progress? What is the upfall? What is the downfall I'm facing right now? So analytics is very essential aspect of business. Salesforce even have analytics. Assets, what are assets you're having? Authorization forms, author, candidates. Okay, these are something what I have developed. Campaigns is there. You know what is the meaning of campaign? Campaign is something which is done for the advertisement, right? communications, chatters. There are so many things you should see. These many are the entities, what I call it. These many are the entities are there inside the Salesforce for every business: payment gateways, payment client invoices, price books, product refunds, reports, documents, entitlement. Now, if you thought, sir, इतने ही है क्या, इतने ही है क्या, नहीं, actually it is in the list. Is these are things जिसके लिए टैब बना हुआ, टैब मतलब ये, these are टैब, मैं लेके जाऊंगा आपको. There are so many things also. Let me show you something more. Let me go with this customize and see. These many are the things what are related to your business. Activities, campaign, leads. Lead is now you understand what does it means by lead. So if I wanted to store the record of all leads, probably in let's take this as an example. कि एक trade show किया हमने इंडिया में in the 5 different cities. We have performed one of the trade show in the Mumbai, Bangalore, and in Hyderabad, and then Kolkata and the New Delhi. Okay, so these are the 5 major metropolitan city, and we have performed a certain show over there, and there we have generated the lead. So where exactly you will going to store all the lead records? Because this is something which is very essential. यही तो वो चीज है जिसके लिए इतना खर्चा किया गया है. और फिर अगर हमने ये डेटा लॉस कर दिया तो ये सारा जो तामझाम किया था वो पैसा वेस्ट आपका. So you have done this all to have the leads, and now where you wanted to store the leads are being stored inside one of the object, lead account. So I just wanted to introduce you that Salesforce CRM is the biggest CRM. It is the most realistic CRM, and it have it have objects, it have entities who store every of the business terminology. If you have something related to your billing, you can store it inside this. If you have something related to emails, you can store it. अब आप पूछो सर इतना ही है, आपने दिखाया उसके बाद ये दिखाया, क्या इतने ही है? If you are even not satisfied with this, now let me take you to actual scenario. Now let me show you how much objects are there inside the Salesforce. For this, I'm taking you to the developer console. Where I'm taking you from admin to development. This part is for the admin, and this is for the development. This is for the developers. So let me take you to the developer console. And now finally, I'm telling you how many CRM objects are there inside the Salesforce. And now you will now see this list by your eyes. And now see, अगर मैं आपसे कहता हूँ कि Salesforce CRM is the biggest CRM in the world. Salesforce CRM is the biggest CRM. Salesforce के पास जितनी entities हैं CRM में, उतनी entities किसी भी दूसरे CRM में नहीं है. SAP does not have this much of the entities. Sugar and the PeopleSoft CRM, वो तो बहुत, they are very tiny CRM. They are, उसको आप comparison कर ही नहीं सकते हो. It's a comparison between Jupiter and Pluto, like that. तो इतना बड़ा comparison है. तो Jupiter is the mass thing, Pluto is something which is very tiny. तो आप उनका कंपैरिजन नहीं करो, आप SAP से कंपेयर करो Salesforce को. कंपैरिजन भी होना चाहिए तो 2 इक्वल लोगों में होना चाहिए. SAP भी बिगेस्ट CRM हुआ करता था, आज Salesforce है. Now see, these many are the objects. Now I'm scrolling it down, and you just try to see कि कितनी objects होती हैं Salesforce में, कितनी objects होती हैं Salesforce में. These many objects are there inside the Salesforce CRM. ठीक है? It is not possible for me to read out everything because these are thousands in number. Okay, these are thousands in number. These many objects are there inside the Salesforce CRM, and Salesforce CRM is the biggest CRM in the world. It could store every entity of your business. It could store every entity of your business. See, these many are the objects of the Salesforce CRM. तो एक कहीं ना कहीं आपको ये एक अंदाजा मिल रहा है कि Salesforce के पास जितनी टर्मिनोलॉजीज हैं, जितना कवरेज है Salesforce का, CRM का, Salesforce CRM का जितना कवरेज है, उतना कवरेज किसी और का नहीं है. There are thousands of the objects out there. See, these many objects out there. इतनी सारी objects. चलो, अब इतनी ऑब्जेक्ट्स के बाद में भी इफ इवन यू आर नाउ सेटिस्फाइड, अगर आप अभी भी सेटिस्फाइड नहीं, यू टेल मी कि सर कुछ तो ऐसी टर्मिनोलॉजी होगी जो इसमें कवर नहीं होती होगी बिजनेस की. ठीक है, यस ऑफ कोर्स, बिल्कुल ऐसा सही है. आई टेल यू दैट आई डेवलप दिस टैलेंट एक्विजिशन डेवलप करने के लिए आई वाज रिक्वायरिंग फ्यू ऑफ द टर्मिनोलॉजीज लाइक हायरिंग मैनेजर पोजीशन, कैंडिडेट बुक एंड ऑल दिस. दीज वर नॉट इनसाइड द Salesforce. ये Salesforce के अंदर नहीं है. These things are not there inside the Salesforce. जैसे आपने कहा ना कि कुछ चीजें तो होंगी जो Salesforce CRM कवर नहीं करता है. Although it's have thousands of the objects, still there might be something that is not being covered. Yes, I totally agree with that. नहीं होता है ऐसा. इतना thousands of the object होने के बाद में भी, according to every business, we don't have, every terminologies. But then why the Salesforce CRM is to be number one? Because, Salesforce provide you that facility कि अगर मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है तो you can create this inside your organization. SAP में ऐसा नहीं है. यही तो difficulty है SAP के साथ. SAP is very rigid. And you cannot change the configuration. आप configuration level पे जाके changes नहीं कर सकते. And that is what the difficulty with the SAP. Now let me tell you this, Salesforce के पास में hiring manager नहीं था, position नहीं था, candidate नहीं था. I created this stuff. I created this object inside the CRM. Salesforce, give me this flexibility that if I don't have something, then I give you this facility, I give you this authority that you can create it inside your organization. How to create that, you are going to learn that also. I'm going to tell you that also. So how to create, I've created few of the objects. See, these are all objects that I have created. They were not inside the Salesforce. There was not there was no object called as author. There was no object called as book. There was no object called as candidate. There was no object called as customer. There was no object called as hiring manager. There was no object called as position, loan. And there are even so many objects that are not there inside the Salesforce. Although Salesforce have thousands of the objects, still there are few objects. Still, as per your business, it could have. There is always a possibility that it doesn't have anything for you. It doesn't have any object. But then Salesforce give you this facility. If at all you wanted to create something inside, is a button called as new custom object. Go with this, and you can create your own customized entity. So this is one of the flexibility in Salesforce. और यही सब सीखना है आपको admin में, पता है? When I can tell you that admin is purely non-coding, आपको क्या सीखना है admin? आपको first of all जैसे क्या होती हैं objects, कैसे relate करते हैं, ये सब चीजें सीखना है, पता है आपको? एक business को समझते हुए आपको आगे बढ़ना है. And you at all what you are learning, आपको क्या पढ़ना है, पता है? You are about to learn things related to CRM. तो जहां आज मैं आपको ये इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूँ SaaS, देखो मैं छोटा सा डिस्कशन लेके एंड कर सकता हूँ इस चीज को, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. उसमें आपको भी मजा नहीं आएगी, मुझे भी मजा नहीं आएगी. टर्मिनोलॉजी एक ही है, मुझे एक्सप्लेन करना है आपको SaaS. I could say you that Salesforce provide you that facility with which you can develop your own customized software and you could deliver it to the customer. Now that is something called as SaaS. Discussion ends. But कैसे मजा आएगा इस? Salesforce as a part of SaaS, Salesforce offer you CRM. What exactly is the CRM? CRM is the customer relationship management. Salesforce is only one of the cloud vendors who offer you cloud-based CRM. Otherwise, there are few more people like SAP, but it offers you on-premise CRM, Sugar CRM, PeopleSoft CRM, and there are few more people out there, those who offer you CRM, but they are not on the cloud, probably. Okay, and even if they are on the cloud, they are they are very tiny as compared to Salesforce CRM. For Salesforce offer the biggest, world's largest CRM is with the Salesforce only. क्यों? क्योंकि एक तो खुद के पास बहुत सारी चीजें अवेलेबल है, और अगर जो चीजें अवेलेबल नहीं भी है, just to map your business requirement, if something is not there, Salesforce give you this facility that you can change the Salesforce CRM at any point of time, and you can develop, you can create your own customized entities inside the Salesforce CRM. तो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं बचता जिसको आप आपके बिजनेस के लिए मैप नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, आपके बिजनेस की रिक्वायरमेंट के साथ में ऐसी कोई एंटिटी बचती ही नहीं जिसको आप मैप नहीं कर सकते. इफ एट ऑल यू, अगर मान के चलो कि मैं कॉलेज के लिए काम कर रहा हूँ, फॉर अ कॉलेज इफ आई वांटेड टू डेवलप अ सॉफ्टवेयर, तो मैं क्या क्या डेवलप कर सकता हूँ? कॉलेज मस्ट हैव सेपरेट डिपार्टमेंट्स, like library, like accounts, probably अलग अलग ब्रांचेस, है ना? तो वो नहीं होता Salesforce. बट दैट डजंट मीन कि मैं डेवलप नहीं कर सकता. आई कुड, अगर मुझे ये रिक्वायरमेंट को मैप करना है, आई कुड फॉर श्योर डेवलप माय ओन ऑब्जेक्ट्स इनसाइड द Salesforce CRM. आई कुड डेवलप समथिंग कॉल्ड एज लाइब्रेरी. I could develop something like at front desk administration. I could develop something like accounts, salary, and teachers, students. I could develop every entity inside the Salesforce. And that is why, अब आप मुझसे बोलो कि अगर मैं आज आपसे ये कहूँ कि 100%, for 100% your business entities can be mapped with the Salesforce, तो आप एग्री हो इस बात में? अगर Salesforce के पास में नहीं है तो it give you that opportunity कि you can develop this. What is the problem? कोई चीज ऐसी नहीं है जो आपको आपके बिजनेस की या आपके क्लाइंट के बिजनेस की एंटिटीज को मैप करने के लिए रोक. क्लाइंट को जितनी भी एंटिटीज मैप करवानी है, आधी से ज्यादा चीजें हमारे पास ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है. वी हैव अकाउंट्स, कॉन्टैक्ट, लीड, अपॉर्चुनिटी, केसेस, रिपोर्ट, एवरीथिंग. And the things what are not available with us, we can develop them. We can create that entities for the client inside their CRM. तो अब आप खुद सोचो, अगर मैं आपसे ये कहूँ कि for the 100% of the entities we can develop inside the Salesforce CRM, तो ये बात बिल्कुल सही है और इसमें कहीं पर भी कोई फ्लॉ नहीं है, ठीक है? इसीलिए Salesforce का कवरेज इतना ज्यादा है. That is why the coverage of Salesforce is that much. कल जब हमने डिस्कशन में देखा, आपने देखा कि कितने सारी इंडस्ट्रीज हैं जो आज Salesforce पर आ चुकी हैं. इवन ICICI आपको पता है कि their home product was Infosys से कनेक्टेड था. Infosys was like on the ICICI को मेंटेन कर रहा है, इवन आज भी कर रहा है, ऐसा नहीं. But now they are even migrating towards the Salesforce. They are even migrating towards the Salesforce. तो ये एक रीजन है जिसको आप समझ सकते हैं कि Salesforce का as a part of SaaS, what Salesforce offer you? Salesforce offer you the world's largest and world's biggest and enormous cloud-based CRM. As a part of SaaS, what Salesforce offer you? Salesforce offer you CRM. Salesforce offer you CRM. ठीक है, चलो. Now CRM consists of so many things. Okay, अभी जो मैंने आपको बताया, साइकिल्स, मार्केटिंग हो सकता है, सेल्स हो सकता है, सर्विस हो सकता है, ऑर्डर्स हो सकता है, सपोर्ट हो सकता है, एवरीथिंग. Salesforce CRM is number one CRM, biggest CRM in the world. आप गूगल करो, आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा. So this was all related to SaaS. Now SaaS is given to whom? SaaS is always given to the end customers. The customer, those who doesn't know how to develop their application, we as a developer develop them and give it to them. So SaaS is something for the end clients, our customers. Okay. Now second is PaaS. Second is PaaS. First of all, let me introduce what exactly it means by PaaS, whatever, and how Salesforce provide you this. PaaS is for the developers. PaaS is for the software engineers like you and like me. Okay, see, PaaS means platform as a service. So whenever we wanted to develop an application, whenever as a developer we wanted to develop an application, we wanted to create one of the software for our clients. So we certainly require some of the tools, we require some of the platforms, we require the editors, and we require the compilers, interpreters, loader, linkers, whatever. We require a runtime environment for that, so that I could develop an application, I could run, I could test, I could debug that. So for this requirement, whenever I actually wanted to have something, a kind of environment where I could develop my application. So this kind of environment for the developers, this is something called as platform. If as a developer, agar aap Java developer ho, to you require Java runtime environment. Without having this environment installed, आप Java के programs बना नहीं सकते, run नहीं कर सकते. Okay. And similarly, if you are .NET programmer, if you are C programmer, you are C++ programmer, you certainly require to have one of the environment for you. So that environment is actually a platform. So we as a developer, if I wanted to develop something, अगर मैं Salesforce में कुछ development करना चाहता हूँ, तो Salesforce even give me that platform. Salesforce मुझे वो platform देता है. Salesforce give me that platform. Here, I showed you that. Here I showed you that. This is the developer console with which I could program something. I could program something. I could program something over here. This is a program which I have developed. I developed this because Salesforce has given me this environment. Salesforce has given me this environment. Okay, this was about coding. If I go to non-coding, Salesforce give me this environment, force.com platform. तो आपको चल के पता चलेगा अभी आगे चल के धीरे धीरे कि as a part of PaaS, जैसे अगर मैं पूछूं कि SaaS, how Salesforce offer you SaaS, you need to give me that Salesforce, from the CRM, Salesforce offer me the SaaS. If I ask you how Salesforce offer you PaaS, the Salesforce offer you PaaS from two aspects. One is the force.com platform, a second is database.com. These are the two things, these are the two things with which actually Salesforce offer you PaaS. ठीक है, अब ये database.com क्या है, force.com क्या है? चलिए, let me introduce you this one. I show you one of the diagram. Today I'll be sharing this diagram in the drive. Few people are left, few people are still left. I mean, these are the people जिसको drive share नहीं हो रहा है. I don't know what is wrong with Google Drive. So these are the people who are left with this. So I'll try to share the drive by today. अगर होता है तो ठीक, नहीं तो मैं लिंक फॉरवर्ड कर दूंगा. इसमें से अगर आप में से कोई है इस वक्त, तो मुझे एक्नॉलेज करो. आई कैन फॉरवर्ड द लिंक ऑफ द ड्राइव. ठीक है, बाकी इतने लोगों को शेयर हो चुका है. ठीक है, ये जितने भी लोग हैं इनको शेयर हो चुका है ड्राइव. दीज आर द पीपल दोस्त हु हैव शेयर्ड. ये 4 लोग हैं जिनको ड्राइव शेयर नहीं हुआ है अब तक. आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज द रीजन फॉर दैट. Nikita also, Nikita, yes, Nikita. Sure. Nikita, after this, just ping me, something on the WhatsApp so that I could forward you the link. I'm sharing the direct link for you. I don't know what is wrong with this Google these days. Actually, it's showing me one message. that I could share. Sharing quota has been exceeded, something like that, and I reported this to Google even. What is this all about? तो ये जिनकी भी आईडीज हैं यहाँ पे, हाँ, निकिता कैन यू प्लीज पोस्ट इट मी इन द चैट, चैट में जो अपना ग्रुप है ना वहाँ दे देना आप मुझको। सो नहीं, आईडी तो है मेरे पास आपका, दैट इज नॉट अ थिंग। आई वांटेड अ मैसेज, व्हाट्सएप का मैसेज दो आप मुझको, सो दैट आई कुड गिव अ लिंक ओवर देयर। मैं आपको एक लिंक सेंड कर दूंगा, विद दैट लिंक यू कैन डायरेक्टली एक्सेस द ड्राइव, ठीक है। चलो, एनीवेज व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग, हाँ, so let me show you one of the diagram how actually development take place inside the Salesforce, how actually development take place inside the Salesforce। See, अभी आपको जो मैं कहता हूँ कि your admin part is completely non coding part, है ना, तो वो कैसे है? सी, inside the Salesforce, whenever you develop one of the application, as a Salesforce developer, if you develop one of the application, you are just required to develop the front end part। अभी सेल्सफोर्स में डेवलपमेंट कैसा होता है और बाकी लोग कैसे होते हैं, तो आप एक कंपैरेटिव स्टडी आज ले लो इस चीज का। मतलब जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई सेल्सफोर्स इज मच पॉपुलर, व्हाई सेल्सफोर्स इज वेरी जिसको हम बोलते हैं कि काफी फास्ट है डेवलपमेंट सेल्सफोर्स में, कि जहाँ दूसरी टेक्नोलॉजी में जो चीज डेवलप करने में आपको 6 महीना लगता है, सेल्सफोर्स में इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ 15 days ओनली। मतलब इतना डिफरेंस है। अगर किसी प्रोजेक्ट पे किसी दूसरी टेक्नोलॉजी पे 1 साल लगता है, तो इन द सेल्सफोर्स वी कुड हार्डली डेवलप इट इन 1 and 1.5 month, दैट्स इट। तो व्हाई वाज इट सो? सी, पहले मैं आपको एक नॉर्मल डेवलपमेंट कैसा चलता था इंडस्ट्री में उससे कंपेयर करूंगा, उसके बाद आपको सेल्सफोर्स पे लेके आऊंगा। देखिए, with this diagram, whenever a project is developed, कोई भी एक प्रोजेक्ट जब डेवलप होता है तो there are certain teams that are involved in that। First of all, the front end team is responsible to develop this user interfaces, जिसको हम graphical user interfaces बोलते हैं। काइंड ऑफ इंटरफेसेस लाइक दिस, अगर आप देख रहे हैं कि जैसे कि ये एक इंटरफेस, इफ एट ऑल आई वांटेड टू कैप्चर a candidate record, probably I wanted to capture the records of the candidate, so this is my front end part. This is one of the user interface form, which there are few fields over here in the information section. In the additional information section there are few fields, and and in the contact details there are few fields. So there are these many of the fields with which I could capture the detail of one of the candidate. So this is something called as user interface. Okay, this is something called as user interface. If I at all wanted to capture a new candidate record, well, no, candidate needs to fill all these things. This is one of the form he is going to fill. If I wanted to enter a new account record, there's also one of the user interface over here. This is the user interface. We need to enter the values over every field so that I could enter a new account record. If I wanted to store the details about the lead, we recently have performed some of the campaign. We have performed some of the campaign. This is the some sort of campaigns. अभी campaign में कुछ है नहीं, इसलिए यहाँ पे नहीं बता रहा है. So we have gone through with some of the campaigns, and then the leads are generated. Leads are generated through all. This could be different channels where the leads are generated. Okay, and then we wanted to store the detail. So this is the form. If you fill this form and you save it, and you are going to store the leads. See, this is the lead record. ऐसा. तो कहना क्या चाहता हूँ कि at all, whenever the development starts, the first thing what is developed is the front end part. So there is a separate team for, we call these guys as to be the front end engineers. And these are the people, those who are responsible to generate a user friendly sort of a front end. Front end बनाना इनका काम. This is the very first thing that works. उसके बाद में there is a separate team. ये the first हो गया, पहला टीम होता है. The first team is actually एक normal technology की बात कर रहा हूँ, technologies like Java and .NET and any other SAP also. So there was a team called as front end team, those who are responsible to generate the graphical user interface. Okay, this is the first team. अब ये टीम जब तक काम कर रहा है तब तक बाकी टीम काम नहीं कर सकता. Obviously, till the time the front end is developed, front end पूरा से डेवलप होगा, टेस्ट होगा, तब तक बाकी लोग काम नहीं कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो उतना जितना समय इनको लग रहा है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल प्रोबेबली दे रिक्वायर 2 months टू डेवलप एवरीथिंग, अगर 2 महीना इनको लग रहा है फ्रंट एंड पे, सो एवरी टीम अपार्ट फ्रॉम जो भी उस प्रोजेक्ट पे डिप्लॉयड है, वो 2 महीने तक कुछ नहीं कर सकते. राइट नाउ आफ्टर दे हैव कंप्लीटेड एवरीथिंग व्हाटसोएवर इज रिक्वायर्ड, नाउ सेकंड टीम which get involved is the database team. These are the people those who are developed, actually they are being into Java, they are being into the Oracles or SQL वाले जो लोग होते हैं, database team, इसको बैकएंड टीम बोलते हैं. ठीक है, बैकएंड में दोनों चीजें आती हैं, ये वाला टीम भी आता है और ये वाला टीम भी आता है. ठीक है, these two are the backend teams अगर कंसीडर करें. तो फिर अब ये टीम क्या करेगा? This will try to map every field. I mean, first of all they create a database. First of all they create the tables what is so required to store the object. अभी जैसे कि मैं आपको बता रहा था, inside the object, if I take you, these are like let me go to this candidate once again and let me press this all. The candidate have these all records. Candidate have these all records. What is the name of candidate? Let me show you some more fields over here. Let me bring some more fields like contact number, email ID, and the location, passport position. Okay. Let me bring some. So, sorry. Once again, let me make this editing. So, track number, email ID, expected CTC, current CTC, location, notice period, time, position. Okay. Address. Now see, the candidate object have these many records. अब ये सारे records कहाँ पर है? These many records I'm fetching it from the database. Ajit and these all records. These all records are being fetched from what? These all records are fetched from the database. ये सारे database से आ रहे हैं. These all are coming from the database, right? So there is a table inside the database to list this all. There is a table inside the database for everything. There is a table inside the database to store everything. Now who developed this? ये तो पहला टीम था आपने जिसने फ्रंट एंड बनाया, ठीक है, जैसे नोड जेएस वगैरह जो भी है उसको यूज करके फ्रंट एंड बनाया. A second, there is a team which actually developed the back end part. Back end पे जो टीम काम करे, डेटाबेस की जो टीम है हमारी, वो उसको टेबल क्रिएट करेंगे फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, एंड दे विल क्रिएट columns for every field. If customer ID is a field, there is a column for that. Column inside a table. If name is a field, there is a column. There is a column called as name column. And whenever you store one record over here, तो यहाँ पर एक नया रो फॉर्म हो जाता है. This is first record. This is second record. This is third record, and the fourth record, and the fifth record. ऐसा. तो अभी एक दो चीजें ना यहीं से समझते हुए चलो. See, every object inside the front end, every object is a table. First of all, अगर पोजीशन एक ऑब्जेक्ट है तो पोजीशन एक टेबल भी है. कैंडिडेट अगर एक ऑब्जेक्ट है तो कैंडिडेट एक टेबल भी है. अकाउंट अगर एक ऑब्जेक्ट है तो अकाउंट एक टेबल भी है डेटाबेस. ठीक है, ये पहली चीज आप समझ लो. दूसरा ये समझो कि एवरी फील्ड इनसाइड द ऑब्जेक्ट, अगर पोजीशन में आप देख रहे हो कि ये फील्ड्स हैं कुछ, आईडी, नेम, फोन, बैलेंस, तो एवरी फील्ड व्हाट यू सी ऑन द फ्रंट एंड, है ना, इस फॉर्म के ऊपर जो भी फील्ड्स नजर आ रही है, एवरी फील्ड इज एक्चुअली वन ऑफ द कॉलम इनसाइड डेटाबेस टेबल. एक कॉलम है वो. तो फील्ड इज व्हाट, फील्ड्स आर द कॉलम्स. एंड व्हेनेवर यू स्टोर समथिंग इनसाइड, एक रिकॉर्ड जब आप स्टोर करते हो तो वन रो इज गोइंग टू बी फॉर्म. आईडी, नेम, फोन, बैलेंस, ये पहला रिकॉर्ड, फिर ये दूसरा रिकॉर्ड, फिर ये तीसरा रिकॉर्ड. तो एवरी रिकॉर्ड इज एक्चुअली वन ऑफ द रो इनसाइड द टेबल. ठीक है, तो ये होता है हमारा सेकंड टीम. तो फर्स्ट टीम ये काम करेगा, फ्रंट एंड का टीम, बैक एंड का टीम मतलब डेटाबेस का टीम फिर डेटा बनाएगा. इसका काम खत्म होने के बाद ये बनाएगा. ऑफ कोर्स है ना, जब तक फ्रंट एंड रेडी नहीं है तो फिर बैक एंड कैसे रेडी हो सकता है? बिकॉज इफ आई एट ऑल वांटेड टू ऐड सम न्यू फील्ड्स, तो यहाँ पर टेबल कैसे बनाओगे आप, राइट? तो वंस दे फिनिश देयर जॉब एंड दे परफॉर्म द टेस्टिंग ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, सारी फील्ड्स आ गई नहीं आ गई, सारी चीजें चेक हो गई है, once they are ready with this all interface, then they inform कि चलो हमारा पार्ट भी खत्म हो चुका है and you guys now start your work. तो बैकएंड पे टीम स्टार्ट करता है काम करना, and backend team will develop this table and everything. फिर जब ये टेबल भी बन गया, फ्रंट एंड भी बन गया, now there's a team called as business logic team which actually is responsible to connect this. अभी एक तरफ आपको फ्रंट एंड है, this is a separate entity because it is being developed in a separate technology, Node.js पे बनाया हुआ probably. And this is a table which is developed on the Oracle. Now these two are the separate technologies. इनको आपस में connect करना है, जोड़ना है, so that whenever you enter something and you press the save button, वो सारी entities यहाँ पर आना चाहिए. If you call it, so if you call something on the user interface, तो ये सारी चीजें यहाँ से यहाँ display होना चाहिए. To make this communication यहाँ से यहाँ तक का और यहाँ से यहाँ तक का, to connect these two things, there's a separate team who writes the business logic, who write the coding for that, who write the coding, make some of the business logic classes, so that we could connect your front end with the back end. ये सबसे आखिरी में ये टीम इन्वॉल्व होती है. This is the third team which actually perform. इसका जॉब सबसे आखिरी में शुरू होता है, because once you develop the front end and then you develop the table, now is the time to connect the front end with the back end, है ना. उसके लिए ये टीम आता है, बिजनेस लॉजिक टीम बोलते हैं इसको. ये एक नॉर्मल डेवलपमेंट होता था आज तक. सेल्सफोर्स के अलावा डेवलपमेंट ऐसा होता है. तो ये बिल्कुल कॉमन सा फेज है, मतलब एक one common application is developed in this way only. This is the way actually we develop the applications in the industry when we are dealing with some other technologies like Java and then .NET or some good other programming. It's like this. अब आप Salesforce पर आओ, how does actually Salesforce में सबसे पहले कितनी teams involved होती है और कितना समय लगता है. So I could expect कि 2 months for every phase. If I plan that front end team will require 2 months. So 2 months for this, 2 months for this, and 2 months for writing the codes and everything. So probably it requires 6 months to deliver the product. Okay, this application requires 6 months. So this is my estimated time with the technologies like Java and .NET. Okay, now let's इसी चीज को फिर से डिस्कस करते हैं. मैं सारी चीजें क्लियर कर देता हूं. Let's discuss the same thing now in perspective of the Salesforce. how actually Salesforce is different from other technologies. चलो अब इस पे डिस्कशन करते हैं. See, in the Salesforce, in the Salesforce, as an administrator, what you are going to start, the first thing is admin. As an administrator, you are going to develop the front end part. As an administrator, you are going to develop the front end. That means you are at all responsible to develop the one of the object, and then you will be create some fields inside the object. You create the object what you require. I told you that inside the Salesforce, there are so many objects and there are so many fields. Now, let's say this as an assumption that there is a thing position. Position is not there inside the CRM. You develop this. आपने develop किया उसको. So, as an administrator, you are responsible to work in the front end part. That means you are going to develop a graphical user interface. This is the first team. This is the first team of the Salesforce administrator, those who are developing the front end part. They are developing user interfaces. They are developing one of the object, and then they are creating some of the fields inside the object. Okay, that's it. That's it. Now the job of admin is over. Now who will develop this database table? Who will going to write the business logic class? Let's come to this fact. See, in the Salesforce, what really happens is that as a developer, you develop as a developer, as an administrator, you develop the front end part. You only develop the front end part and rest of the things. That means creating the database for your object. Inside the database, creating the fields. For the fields, creating the columns and writing a business logic class that would connect your front end with the back end. These all things has been taken care by Salesforce itself. Salesforce has an automated process. Salesforce has an automated process. Whenever you create any object, automatically a database table is going to be created. A database table is going to be created inside database.com. You not at all required to create the database. Whenever you create in the real time itself, it's in the real time. As soon as you create one of the object, one table is going to be created. Then you add the fields over here. The fields are going to be added. The columns are going to be added in the real time. You make one more field, one more column is going to be added. You create another field, one more column is going to be added. You create another field, one more column is going to be added in the real time. And then a business logic class is also written in the back end. You never know this. This table is automatically get associated with your front end part. So the complexity, every such complexity has been hidden, and we are just restricted to develop this. This is how. अब देखो आप कितना simple है. If at all I wanted to develop a CRM application inside the Salesforce, I am only responsible. First of all, there's only one team required, a team of administrators and a developer. That's it. There's no such team required for the backend part. Backend का कोई team ही नहीं होता यहाँ पे. There's only one team which works in the front end with the Force.com platform. Force.com is that platform. Force.com is that platform which gives you the facility to develop your applications, either by non-coding, either by coding. And you just required to develop this part, only this. The rest of the thing, your database part, the table for your object and the columns for your field, and a business logic class for connecting this table with your object, with your front end, connecting the back end. This everything has been taken care by the Salesforce in the real time itself. One class is automatically written in the back end. One table is automatically created inside the database. So this is how Salesforce works. आप सोच सकते हो कि कितना सिंपल है. And this is the reason कि अगर कोई एप्लीकेशन 6 महीने में लगता है तो वो यहाँ 15 दिन में rapid development process बोलते हैं. And Salesforce followed this process because certain things are automated inside the Salesforce end. ये है Salesforce, and this is how the Salesforce offer you the PaaS. Salesforce offer you PaaS with two things: Force.com and the database.com. Salesforce offer you two things: Force.com and this database.com. Okay. Now come to the last point of discussion, and that is infrastructure. Now see, to stand a SaaS service, to stand a PaaS service, if I at all wanted to deliver a software, and the software should work software should work functionally, and to developers to provide them PaaS, I actually require the servers. For every application, I require a server. If I at all wanted to give the SaaS service, I require infrastructure. The servers are called as infrastructure, first of all. If I wanted to deliver the pass, I requires the infrastructure. To every service, to stand every service, we require the infrastructure. That means we require the servers. So read this sentence that Salesforce have its own server. Salesforce have their own server. Salesforce does not, Salesforce does not get this server space from any other like IBM or something like Oracle. They have a different set of servers, but yeah, Salesforce have their own servers. That means whatever the data, whatever the Salesforce organization data that is kept there inside the Salesforce server itself. Let me show you that also. This is the last point of discussion. There's a website called as status.salesforce. You go with this website, just launch this website, go to this tab, Salesforce services. So when you come to this tab, here is the name of every server. Salesforce have their own servers in 3 different regions. Don't think about this. This is America, North America region, EMEA region. EMEA stands for Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and then Asia Pacific region. These are the 3 different regions actually where Salesforce server are there. Salesforce server are present in the 3 different regions. And if I click on the America, I could see that servers from the Brazil, servers from the Canada, and the servers from any region. And here you could see there's a warning icon. That means something is going on with this server. If you at all wanted to see, just click over here. Some sort of maintenance is going on. Some sort of maintenance is going on. If I click on the maintenance, I could see that something has been happening there, and that is why there's a symbol of warning. Okay, see, a kind of maintenance was planned actually. Kind of maintenance was going on, and that is why it's giving me that status. It's giving me that status. So I could see that available, and then performance, this symbol was performance degradation, service disruption, and these all are the things. So Salesforce servers are there in the 3 different regions, not 3 countries. Okay, the regions are actually combination of various countries. So if I click on this America consists of all these regions. NA servers, North American servers, Canadian servers, Brazilian servers are there, and there are so many servers also. Okay, so this is what the NA stands for. And if I click on this EMEA stands for Europe, Middle East, and Africa. There are servers from the Europe, there are servers from the London. is for the London actually. And then there are a few more servers from the CS actually belongs to your sandbox services. Now these sandbox services are there inside the Middle East countries. Okay, some of them are in the Dubai also. Now, if I go to the Asia Pacific region, so Asia Pacific, most of this AP both. So AP stands for Asia Pacific. Most of the servers are there inside the China, and there are a few servers inside the Singapore. In the India also we have Salesforce have placed there some servers. AUS stands for the Australia. In the Australia also the Salesforce servers are there. In the India, inside the Bombay and the Bangalore, there are Salesforce servers are there in these 2 cities actually. Then in the Japan also Salesforce servers are there. Singapore. Okay. So this is how you can now understand that Salesforce have maintained their servers across different countries of the world. That to be they are clubbed into 3 different regions. We call that their Salesforce has kept their servers in the 3 different regions: America, EMEA, and Asia Pacific regions. These are the 3 regions, not countries. Okay, these are the 3 regions where Salesforce servers are present. Salesforce have their own servers, and Salesforce have their own servers in the 3 different regions: America region, Europe region, and Asia regions. Okay, this is how Salesforce provide the infrastructure services to every of the client. So this was all discussion by today. I'll also explain you what does it means by the CRM process. Now, I want every one of you to go with this theory. Just try to understand because they ask you this in the interview. What are the benefits that you get with the Salesforce CRM? Benefit of using Salesforce CRM. This is one of the interview questions actually. They ask in the introductory parts at the time of introduction itself they ask you. So I wanted every one of you to go with this theory and just learn it out. मैं ऐसा point नहीं पढ़ाता हूँ, I explain you about the CRM, not your responsibility to understand this, go with this theory, and also learn what are the different benefits if you use the Salesforce CRM as compared to some other CRM. Okay, so this is one of the interview questions. So go with this, guys. By tomorrow, I'm going to start from here, the domain specific terminologies. Okay, today I'm stopping here right now.